Hey there. Did you know in one small region of Japan, people live to 100 at a rate 5 times higher than anywhere in the United States? Researchers have studied them for decades, and they keep finding the same two things: what these people eat and how they eat it. Today I'm going to show you both. They practice something called hara hachi bu. So what is hara hachi bu? Let's start with the practice itself. Hara hachi bu is a Confucian saying that translates roughly to eat until you are 80% full. Not stuffed, not satisfied, 80%. Now here's where things get interesting. When you eat until you're completely full, your stomach is already past capacity. It takes about 20 minutes for the fullness signal to travel from your stomach to your brain. By the time your body says stop, you've already eaten too much. Hara hachi bu works because it gets ahead of that signal. You stop before the message even arrives. The result? A consistent daily calorie reduction of roughly 10 to 20%. Not through restriction, not through willpower, just through timing. Repeated every single day, for decades. Small habit, enormous result. Here's why it works and the science behind it. Researchers studying Okinawan centenarians found that they consumed an average of 1,800 to 1,900 calories per day. Compare that to the average American intake of 2,500. That gap, sustained over a lifetime, is now linked to lower rates of heart disease, reduced inflammation, and what scientists call compressed morbidity. That's a clinical term for something worth understanding. It means these people don't just live longer, they stay well longer. The decline happens faster and later. And the food they eat to do it? That's where it gets interesting. Stay with me, because the first item on this list is something you probably have in your kitchen right now. The foods. What they eat and how they cook it. One sweet potato. Specifically, the purple variety called beni imo. This is the cornerstone of the traditional Okinawan diet. Historically, it made up over 60% of their daily calories. How they prepare it: steamed or boiled, not roasted with sugar, not mashed with butter, just steamed simply, sometimes with a small amount of miso broth on the side. Why it works: purple sweet potato is loaded with anthocyanins, the same compound that gives blueberries their color. Anthocyanins have been studied for their effect on oxidative stress, which is one of the primary drivers of cellular aging. One serving also provides over 400 milligrams of potassium and a significant dose of fiber, which directly supports blood sugar regulation, something the body becomes less efficient at after 60. Think of it like this. Every time you choose sweet potato over white rice, you're giving your cells a small but measurable advantage. And in a hara hachi bu lifestyle, those small advantages compound every single day. 2. Miso soup. This appears at almost every meal in traditional Japanese households: breakfast, lunch, dinner. How they prepare it: a small bowl of dashi broth, made from kombu seaweed and dried fish, with a tablespoon of fermented soybean paste dissolved into it. Often with a few cubes of tofu, some seaweed, and sliced green onion. What makes this important? Miso is a fermented food, and fermented foods feed the gut microbiome, the community of bacteria in your digestive system that researchers now believe influences everything from immune function to mental clarity to how well your body absorbs nutrients. After 60, the gut microbiome naturally becomes less diverse. Miso is one of the simplest ways to support it, and it takes less than 5 minutes to prepare. You don't need a Japanese grocery store. A quality miso paste is available in most supermarkets now. White miso is the mildest. Red miso has a stronger, more complex flavor. Either works. 3. And this is the one most people overlook. Okinawans eat fish 3 to 4 times per week on average. Not deep fried, not heavily sauced, grilled, steamed, or simmered in a light broth with ginger and soy. The reason this matters after 60 is omega-3 fatty acids. Most people have heard of omega-3s, but here's what the research actually shows. Omega-3s directly reduce the production of inflammatory compounds in the body, and inflammation, chronic low-grade inflammation, is now considered a primary driver of the conditions most common after 60: joint pain, cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease. A simple shift, eating oily fish twice a week instead of red meat, has been shown in multiple studies to measurably reduce inflammatory markers within 8 to 12 weeks. Mackerel and sardines are the most cost-effective. Canned is fine. The omega-3s survive the canning process. For soy, specifically tofu and edamame. These appear daily in the Okinawan diet. How they eat it: silken tofu in miso soup, firm tofu stir-fried lightly in sesame oil with ginger and vegetables, edamame steamed and eaten as a snack, often in place of what we might reach for at 3 p.m. Here's why this matters. Soy is one of the few plant-based sources of complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own. After 60, the body becomes less efficient at processing protein. Most adults in this age group are consuming protein, but not absorbing it as effectively as they once did. Complete protein from food, not supplements, supports muscle maintenance, which is directly connected to balance, mobility, and independence as we age. The goal isn't protein powder. It's consistent, digestible protein from real food. Tofu delivers that. Now, the first 4 foods we've covered all share something in common. They're easy to prepare, low in calories, and high in what the body actually needs after 60. But number 5 is the one that surprised researchers most, because it has nothing to do with what you eat. It has to do with how you eat it. Stay with me. Seaweed, specifically kombu and wakame. These appear in the broth, in the soup, dried and served alongside rice. It's a background ingredient in almost every meal, which is exactly why researchers almost missed it. Seaweed is one of the most mineral-dense foods available. Iodine, magnesium, calcium, iron. In concentrations rarely found in land-based vegetables. Iodine specifically supports thyroid function, which regulates metabolism and energy levels. 2 things that commonly decline after 60 and are rarely connected to diet in everyday conversations. How to use it. Dried kombu sheets are available online and in most Asian supermarkets. Drop one into your cooking water when making soup, rice, or beans. It adds depth of flavor and a significant nutritional upgrade with no extra effort. Bringing it together. How hara hachi ties it all in. Here's what connects all of these foods. None of them are eaten in large quantities. Every one of them is prepared simply. Steamed, simmered, lightly cooked. No heavy oils, no added sugar, no processing. And every meal ends before fullness. That's the practice. Hara hachi isn't a diet. It's a relationship with food. You eat slowly. You pay attention. You stop at 80%, not 100. Because when you eat past fullness consistently, day after day, year after year, the body is working harder than it needs to. Digestion taxes the body. Chronic overeating creates a low-grade metabolic load that over decades compounds into exactly the conditions we most want to avoid. The Okinawans aren't superhuman. They don't have access to foods we don't. They just eat differently, consistently, for a lifetime. Small habits, repeated every day. If you found this useful, please subscribe for more videos just like this one. And let me know in the comments. Which of these foods are you already eating? And which one surprised you most? I read every comment. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.